Explosion in Pattani, bomb hidden in stolen vehicle injures 2 and causes significant damage. A bomb hidden in a stolen pickup truck exploded in the Panare district of Pattani province in the early hours of Thursday, injuring 2 defense volunteers and causing extensive damage to public buildings and vehicles. The explosion occurred around 12:30 a.m. near the Panare police station and the district office. The bomb was concealed in a Mitsubishi Triton pickup truck, which had been stolen earlier that night by a group of about 10 armed men. The assailants raided the local administrative office of the Ban Nam Bo Tambon, tied up for employees, and fled with the truck. The blast caused major damage to the Panare police station, the district office, and several government vehicles parked nearby. The 2 defense volunteers on duty were injured in the explosion and rushed to the hospital for treatment. This attack is part of an ongoing insurgency in southern Thailand, where militants frequently target both military and civilian locations. In a separate incident, another bomb attack took place in the Rangi district of Narathiwat province on Wednesday afternoon. A bomb hidden in a drainage pipe exploded as a group of soldiers passed by, injuring 3 of them. These attacks come at a sensitive time, just before the expiration of the statute of limitations for the Tak Bai Massacre case, a tragic event that deeply impacted the region. Extension of the statute of limitations for the Tak Bai Massacre, executive decree still undecided. Prime Minister Pattani Shinawatra refused to comment on Wednesday regarding calls for an executive decree to extend the statute of limitations for the 2004 Tak Bai Massacre, which is set to expire on Friday. When asked for her views on the matter, the Prime Minister simply responded, "Excuse me, I have to go." This suggestion was first made during a public forum by Associate Professor Prinya Thiwanarumikal, a law lecturer at Thammasat University. He proposed that the government consider issuing an executive decree under Section 29 of the Constitution, which will allow the extension to be applied retroactively to the Tak Bai case. However, it remains unclear how long the extension might be if the government decides to proceed. The Tak Bai Massacre took place on October 25, 2004, when a protest in front of a police station in Narathiwat was violently suppressed by security forces. Over 80 people died, mostly due to suffocation, after being packed into military trucks for transport to a facility in neighboring Pattani province. The protesters were calling for the release of 6 detainees. Justice Minister Toi Sadsong stated that no conclusion had been reached regarding the proposed decree and that the Deputy Prime Minister in charge of security affairs would be better suited to address the issue. He also emphasized that when a law affects a small group of people, rather than the general public, a constitutional review is needed to ensure its legality. The National Human Rights Commission also urged authorities on Wednesday to quickly pursue all defendants in the Tak Bai case and called for legal reforms that would remove statutes of limitations for cases involving serious human rights violations committed by state officials. Bangkok takes measures to combat PM2.5 air pollution, stricter vehicle emission checks and public participation encouraged. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, BMA, announced new measures aimed at encouraging public participation in addressing the city's air pollution, with a particular focus on PM2.5 fine dust, which poses a significant health threat during the months of November to March. BMA spokesperson Ikvarunyu Amrapala stated that every year, PM2.5 levels in Bangkok exceed the safety threshold of 50 micrograms per cubic meter in various areas due to stagnant air conditions. To mitigate the impact of fine dust pollution and its associated health risks, the BMA has instructed district offices to begin implementing countermeasures starting Thursday. These measures include intensified inspections for black smoke emissions from all types of vehicles, coordination with local police stations to manage traffic flow, and strict enforcement of no parking zones on both main and secondary roads. Authorities will also encourage motorists to turn off their engines when parked, regulate factories and construction sites to ensure they do not release pollutants above safety levels, and enforce bans on open burning of trash. The BMA has additionally requested that Chinese shrines, foundations, and temples refrain from lighting incense and burning paper, as these practices contribute to pollution. Street cleaning, dust vacuuming, and the washing of trees, leaves, and bus stops will be increased as well. Meanwhile, Natural Resources and Environment Minister Kalam Kaisrian posted on his Facebook page about the surge in PM 2.5 pollution in Bangkok and nearby provinces. He outlined a three-level management plan, national, regional, and provincial, to combat pollution next year. Key measures will include creating risk maps for areas prone to illegal burning, managing forest fires, regulating fuel usage, and monitoring high-risk agricultural zones. Thai constitutional referendum likely to be delayed. Disagreements between House and Senate remain unresolved. The planned constitutional referendum in Thailand, initially scheduled for February, is likely to be delayed due to unresolved disagreements between the House of Representatives and the Senate over the required majority for its passage. Nikorn Shamnong, a member of the Joint House-Senate Committee on the referendum bill, said on Wednesday that he no longer expects the public vote to take place in February as planned. The primary sticking point is the majority needed for the referendum to be valid. The House advocates for a simple majority, while the Senate insists on two conditions. More than 50% of voters must participate in the referendum, and a majority of those participating must support it. The Joint Committee has not yet scheduled a meeting to resolve the issue, and even if an agreement is reached by October 28, there would not be enough time for both chambers to endorse the resolution before the current parliamentary session ends on October 30. Nikorn also noted that the matter is not urgent enough to warrant a special session in November, meaning the issue is likely to be addressed in the next session starting in December. The government had planned to hold the referendum alongside nationwide local elections in February to save costs, which are estimated to be between 2 and 3 billion baht. However, without consensus, the referendum bill may be suspended for 180 days before being submitted for royal approval. Some critics, like Thai Pakdi Party Chairman Worong Dechgitvagram, have raised concerns about the move to a simple majority, arguing that it could make it easier for future amendments, including changes to sensitive chapters of the Constitution. Chapter 1 defines Thailand as a single, indivisible kingdom with a democratic regime and the king as head of state, while Chapter 2 deals with royal prerogatives. Worong urged political parties not to fall into the trap of supporting the simple majority requirement, emphasizing the importance of protecting a constitution designed to combat corruption.